So the headlines of Britney Spears are in and they're not good, as the media is portraying it as she is not well and her latest pictures are concerning. Let's talk about all this mess and more, but before we get into it, hello, my name is Sebastian and I spill pop culture tea videos every single day. So if you're looking for a new messy bestie, you have found me. You guys, on this holiday season, my goal is to keep you company. So if you're looking for a new messy bestie that feels like a warm comfort channel, I hope and pray that it is sparkly enough for you so you can hit that subscribe button. Also, I am wearing my Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer jumper. I think I'm gonna start wearing a lot of Christmas things because I want, to spice up the holidays. And also I learned a trick. Hang on, look. And a happy new year. Whew. Nobody better fucking screenshot that shit, okay, girl? Because that double chin was the fucking, she was the star. She was the star. I do have a couple updates before we get, that was such a mess. I did in my other video too, and I think I'm gonna do it in all my videos because I think it's really funny. But it is very embarrassing to see. But listen, do I have little updates before we get into the Britney of it all. Do you guys know December 20th, I will be announcing the winners of my holiday giveaway. The number one gift is a Rare Beauty product, plus, of course, a letter. And I will be adding one of my favorite lip glosses and lipsticks to the little box I'm sending. The second winner, two winners will get one handwritten letter, two of them. Two people will get one handwritten letter, and then 5 of you guys will win a chance to do a Zoom call with me. Now, I wish I could do a lot more, but I'm only one person, and this is just a little token of my appreciation. You guys know in every single video I tell you how grateful I am. And I know, God willing, I will be able to give you guys a lot more in the future. So for now, that's what I can give. So the 20th, I will be announcing the winners. I am browsing all the comment sections. And lastly, I have been asked about my Amazon wish list. I felt a little weird doing it because, we just did the toy drive, but I have been asked about it. So if you wanted to get me a little something for Christmas, you totally don't have to, but it's in the description if you wanted to. All right, best friend. So Britney was out and about in Cabo and her boob popped out. Okay, bitch. My phone was buzzing like I owed someone money. Yes, I saw the Britney Spears topless picture. Let's talk about it, okay? Okay, girl, what in the Girls Gone Wild is going on here? So let's talk about it. Britney Spears is causing quite the scene. A lot of people are concerned and saying that this is erratic behavior and that what's going on with Britney. And ay, Dios mío, señor, what's going on with Britney? We need a prayer circle, this and that. You know what we need, girl? We just need her to get a better bra. Listen, the other day I did a damn video. I was wearing a blazer, no shirt underneath. My fucking man boob was out. Nobody fucking told me nothing, okay? Listen, this shit happens. Why are people acting like everything that Britney Spears does is so crazy and erratic? Like, I understand that if she hopped on a table and shoved her boobs in the bartender and started screaming on top of her lungs, Hakuna Matata, and throwing enchiladas everywhere at people, then I understand. I would be like, okay, girl, that is a little bit erratic behavior. But the bitch was shopping and she was wearing a low dress that did not fit her, and then the boob popped out. Listen, what is wrong with that? How does that equal to mental health? I just don't get it. Britney Spears cannot do nothing without people always saying, oh my God, this is. Shut the hell up, girl. Let the bitch breathe. You get mad that she won't leave her house, and then when she does leave the house, you get mad too. Like, pick a lane, girl. Pick a damn lane. Now, the guy she was with or whoever would have been like, oh, bitch, look, your boob's out. That's it. That's it. Like, damn, free the damn nipple. Free the damn nipple. Damn, bitch. For real, girl. When my phone was buzzing, I was like, oh my God, what happened, girl? I imagine Britney acting erratic. Britney's crazy. Sebastian, you got to talk about it. They're going to put her back in the conservatorship. I was like, oh, what happened? I imagine the worst, like I said, I imagine her go in Mexico, like shoving people and throwing tortilla chips all over the place and singing, Hendaya. But the bitch boob popped out. Girl, get a fucking life, people. Seriously. Listen, people are making it seem like Britney Spears went over to a mariachi, took his guitar, slammed it on his fucking head, and started singing, spice up your life. I'm serious, okay? Or she entered a fucking all-you-can-eat taco challenge, or I don't know, girl, threw a little piñata on a little girl and started singing that said a hit song. It is just so crazy how anything Britney Spears does, it's immediately connected to concerning, erratic, unstable, drunk, substances, conservatorship. Like, those are the words that always surround Britney. Well, now the media has finally gotten a hold of this, and we knew it was going to happen, and I told you I was going to read it to you guys when it was out because I knew it was going to be in this narrative. So let's take a look. It says, Britney Spears has sparked fresh concern while on a birthday getaway in Mexico after suffering a nip slip while wandering a luxury resort with a martini in hand. The pop icon, who turned 44, was seen last week at Las Ventanas Al Paraíso Resort in San Jose del Cabo, where onlookers say she spent the afternoon socializing with guests and drinking espresso martinis. In photos taken last Tuesday, the Gimme More singer appeared disheveled, that's another word they fucking love to use with Britney, with her long blonde hair loose and undone, wearing a flowy green floral dress that had slipped so low, her right breast was fully exposed. According to witnesses, Spears looked relaxed but noticeably out of sorts as the day wore on. I'm not positive she was staying there, but she was hanging out there all afternoon, a source revealed. She was interacting nicely with other guests and drinking espresso martinis. She had her boobs out the whole time and seemed a bit impaired. That's another word they fucking love. Okay, so let's really get to the bottom of this, okay? If you go on vacation, honey, that is what you are. You are impaired, you are disheveled, and you are a mess. Last time I went to Puerto Vallarta with my husband, honey, you would have fucking seen those pictures of me, or you would have eyewitnessed me at fucking Puerto Vallarta. I was a fucking menace. I was at the pool. We ended up making out with an 85-year-old. Honey, listen, I'm telling you, okay, girl, you're on vacation, you're having fun. Free the fucking nipples, free the nipples. I'm serious, girl. It's not that big of a deal. Disheveled, impaired, unstable, erratic. These are the words that always follow Britney. And it annoys me because it's like every single person who goes out on vacation and having some drinks is not going to be picture perfect. The issue with Britney is that she's so easily accessible. Now, if the Kardashians or Adele or Beyonce go on vacation, they're not going to be walking around a resort. You know what I mean? They're not going to be walking around no resort. You won't even know they're there because they're in private homes, they're in private beaches, they're in private islands, they're in private this. With Britney, she's always been very down to earth. She's always been very, no shoes and hey y'all. Like, Britney's never wanted to be like the Kardashians or like Beyonce or like Adele. Do you know, I think, not that they're not down to earth, but Britney is I just feel like Britney doesn't know who she is. Now, the closest I've ever gotten to Britney, talked about Britney, is with Felicia. I saw Felicia years back, okay? And we actually really had a long conversation about Britney because this was after the Piece of Me residency concert. And Felicia was there. And I met her. If you guys don't know Felicia, I've said this story millions of times, but if you're new, I'll share it really quickly. I went to the first year of the residency. And for some odd reason, like, I don't know if people were too fucking drunk, but I told my husband, I was like, we have to like see if we see Felicia, because I had seen Felicia years back in Copenhagen, because I lived in Europe, and I seen her years back, and we also had a little moment, and I don't know if she remembered me or not. I mean, probably not, obviously, but you never know, because she was she is super nice, but like, it felt like she kind of, and for some reason, she was just standing by herself, and she was just walking around standing by herself. Nobody was like there. Then there was like a couple of guys who came up to her, but they quickly left, and then I stayed with her. And long story short, basically, I asked her about Britney. I was like, where's Britney? And she goes, right now, she looked at her watch. She's like, she's probably on her way to get on the jet, because she's probably on her way to get to the jet because she likes to be there when her babies wake up. And I was like, oh, okay, can you please tell her how much she's loved and how much we love her, something like that. And she goes, you know what, I am, because Britney forgets all the time just how impactful she is in people's lives. And I was like, what do you mean she forgets? She goes, yeah. And she told me about a time that they were walking in the hotel in Vegas or at a pool or something, and there was this girl who came up to her and she was crying. And Britney turned to Felicia and she goes, why is she crying? Is she okay? Like, should we help her? And she goes, Britney, she's crying because of you. And Britney, like, for a second, didn't put that two and two together. And she goes, oh, right. Like, So Britney forgets that she is Britney Spears. So in her eyes, she's like, well, I'm not famous anymore. You know, and she said that many times in her Instagram, I'm not famous anymore. So, you know, why not? So yeah, it's just, you know, it's one of those things where I'm just like, I'm not trying to blindly always defend Britney, but I'm just like, everyone gets fucked up. Everyone gets drunk. I have seen all my girlfriend's boobs and vajayjays. You know, it's not that big of a deal. You know, I just, in my heart, I feel like the more Britney tries to venture out, the more they're going to try to bring her down. Do you know what I mean? And I hate this for her, because it's like, I never put down anybody who has their feelings about Britney or their conspiracies or their narratives or their theories. Like, everyone is entitled to believe whatever they want of Britney. But in my heart, in my opinion, I just believe that Britney's just trying to make it through the day. You know, after everything she's been through, I just feel like, and I'm just talking out of my ass because I don't know her, and I really have no right to even talk about her like I know her, but I just feel it in my heart that Britney just wants to be happy and be living a normal life, you know? And unfortunately, Britney does have to understand that she is Britney Jean Spears, pop queen, living legend. She will never have a normal life, unfortunately. And unless she starts vacationing like Beyonce's and the Kardashians of the world, she's always going to have these moments. And if you go to Mexico and you're drinking, you're going to be disheveled, impaired, and a mess. Because, honey, we all are. Okay, girl? Not only was I disheveled, impaired, a mess, I was emotional. I was a menace. I was causing craziness. You know, I was like a fucking crazy tornado that hit, making out with an 85-year-old, making his whole fucking day. You know what I mean? It just is what it is, girl. You know, sometimes you just gotta let loose and have some fun. So who are we to judge? Okay, so to whoever Daily Mail, you need Jesus and you need to stop with Britney. Let the bitch live. I'm sure the writer who did that has been impaired, crazy, a mess while on vacation too. So who are you to sit on your high horse and behind a keyboard and trash Britney Spears like that? You disheveled, impaired motherfucker. Period. Love you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Mwah. Bye. Ooh.